Yep, I'll give you $20 if you can figure this out. Hell, I'll give you $50 if you can figure this out. If you can private chat me with your Cash App information and I'll give you that money. But I don't think anybody's gonna figure this out. But hey, could be wrong. I could be wrong. Gonna give you some hints. Just like the Riddler does in that movie, right? He always gives Batman hints, gives him a chance. You know, there's always a chance to solve that crime. He doesn't just go out and commit the crime, right? Gives the cops a chance, gives Batman a chance. Did you guys know that in 1978, Heinz, that's the same Heinz for makers of ketchup, they bought Weight Watchers for $71 million? Or in 2006, that Nestle, maker of Hot Pockets, they bought Jenny Craig for $600 million. Why did these companies do this? Heinz bought Weight Watchers, Nestle bought Jenny Craig. Why did they do this? Why did Weight Watchers change its name to WW? I know how Kentucky Fried Chicken changed their name years ago to KFC, right? First hint, all this stuff started, Heinz buying Weight Watchers is when the obesity epidemic really started to take off. I know it's a global epidemic at this point, but I know in the US, you got 1 in 3 Americans are pre-diabetic, 42% of people are obese, and that number keeps going up. Here are some other hints. Some years ago, right, Philip Morris, they started promoting smoking as the individual's right to make up their own mind and take responsibility for their own actions. Or Purdue Pharma, the company behind Oxycontin, that drug responsible some problems with the whole opioid crisis, blame the troubles on addicts called reckless criminals. For some oil companies, right, they started shifting their advertising away, talking about what they're doing for climate change, but instead promoting the idea of reducing your personal carbon footprint. What are you doing to solve the problem, right? Shifting the marketing away from themselves. Food manufacturers are engineering products that dominate grocery stores, right? They're everywhere. And these quick fast food restaurants that serve food that's so addictive that it's really hampering your ability to avoid overeating, right? By some estimates, nearly 60% of the calories consumed come from ultra processed food. Ultra processed. So first we had processed food, now we've gone to another level, right? We've gone to another level. Ultra processed food. Researching this topic was quite fascinating. That's food designed to directly target the vulnerabilities of the brain, to exploit the way the brain processes pleasurable sensations. It delivers signal to the brain, the reward centers, right? That's so potent, so powerful, so fast that some neuroscientists believe it's addicted or as addictive as opioids or nicotine. Crazy, right? Maybe not so crazy. I remember many years ago, 60-minute story about sugar. They hooked some guy up to MRI machine, run him through, and they dropped a single drop sewed on their tongue, and they're doing the brain scans, wheeled him out, and they looked at both images. Both images mean scan for this guy and the scan for like a drug addict. And the brain, the pleasure centers are lighting up just the same, right? Crazy. It would be great if we had a study, a controlled study on this ultra processed stuff. Fortunately, we have one from the good old NIH, the National Institutes of Health. They brought subjects into a lab for 4 weeks, controlled situation. They fed them 2 diets. One was ultra processed, like mac and cheese, chicken nuggets, pancakes. So the key, they're comparing these things to processed versus minimally processed. So it's comparing like very bad to bad. Minimally processed, now you're talking pasta with shrimp, salad with grilled chicken, oatmeal. So to be clear, that's not exactly bad, right? Well, it depends what you're putting on that chicken, right? Or salad dressing. Subjects were told to eat as much as they wanted to. Now the result is not shocking. The ultra processed group, they consumed 500 more calories per day. 500! Regular viewers of the show know to lose a pound of fat a week, you typically need a caloric reduction of about 500 calories. Whether it's you eat less, you work out more, or some combination. Just imagine you just add 500 calories to your daily things. So what do you think is gonna happen? They gained a couple of pounds. This was in 2 weeks. The study was 4 weeks, but these guys did that in 2 weeks. Interestingly, both groups, ultra processed and minimal processed, rated the foods as equally good tasting. I've thought about this concept before. You can lose weight, look good, eating foods that taste good. This is possible because both groups said the food tastes good. The group that the food made them fatter and the group that didn't put on the weight. So why is this happening? This may be another hint here, right? Calorie density. There are about 2 calories per gram in the processed food. And in the unprocessed stuff, it was closer to 1. Also, people who ate the ultra processed stuff ate it a lot faster. Just think of all that easy stuff. You go to the movies, popcorn, chocolatey thing, some soft doughy thing. Melts in your mouth, not in your hand, right? So your satiety signals are gonna be delayed. How delayed? Well, I remember years ago reading about a study. A restaurant, They simulated with a bowl. They hooked some tubing up below. So the bowl would keep refilling with soup. Essentially, it wouldn't lower. And some people would just kept mindlessly spoon. Some people ate up like 3 bowls of soup, because their brain said there's more soup, drink. I mean, when you're a kid, right? Your parents told you, eat all your food. You wanted to clean all your plates. So visual stuff matters, right? Your eyes matter. So basically, the more food that's there, the more you eat. This is a big problem. But even amongst children, this is a problem. Children aged between 2 and 5-year-old, 1 in 10 of those kids are obese. Not overweight, obese. When you're obese, without any other risk factors, people like that are hospitalized at 3 times the rate of those who aren't. When you add it with some other problems like cardiovascular diseases, then the risk of hospitalization is like 6-fold and the risk of death 12-fold. And regarding dieting, right, the best methods, people lose about 5% of the weight, but at worst, throws into this vicious cycle, right? Like I was on, lost 65 pounds, put it back on, say up and down. And what are you doing when you're doing this? You're beating yourself up, right? Some self-loathing maybe, not good for the self-image, self-esteem. Every year, almost 200,000 people in the US get bariatric surgery to reduce their stomachs, right? So now I'm curious, have you guys figured out the riddle yet? Heinz bought Weight Watchers, Nestle bought Jenny Craig. Why did these companies do this? Why did Weight Watchers change its name to WW? Haha, we have a winner. Guess I'm losing some money tonight. The companies are making money on both ends, yes. That is the answer. But you got to give me the answer to the Weight Watchers one too. Remember, there are 2 parts of this riddle. Perception. Think you're on the right track, I'll tell you that much. I'm gonna give it to you. You're pretty much there. So it's a 2-part answer, right? First, these companies made a ton of money by making us fat. Then they convinced us it's our fault. And they've been making money trying to make us less fat, because they've been very good at promoting exercise as a solution for obesity. And all we have to do is just control ourselves. That is true, but it's not that simple, right? For the Weight Watchers, you know, everything's about wellness, self-care, body positivity. So WW, yeah, it sounds better than Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers doesn't sound as positive. Like, I gave you that hint with Kentucky Fried Chicken and KFC, right? Selling the same chicken. Does KFC sound fattening compared to Kentucky Fried Chicken? Man, maybe I should make that to be a cheat meal tonight. Although the last time I tried it as a cheat meal, I was surprised something was missing. It's like, I don't know, it just didn't taste as good, but I don't know. It tasted good, but I'm thinking, man, if I'm gonna burn all those calories, it's gotta taste great. You know, so here's a tip for you guys. When you're doing your cheat meals, at least make it taste great. If you're gonna eat bad stuff, let it taste great. Don't eat something that tastes good or worse, okay? Save those calories, man. It should be decadent. It should be delicious if you're gonna burn bad calories. Because you are determined to transform your body, you made it to the end of this video. To get more tips about how to look great and feel even better, check out one of these videos you see on the screen. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. So later's my massive. Me I go long now. For those who don't speak Jamaican patois, that's goodbye, my people.